right, welcome back. We're jumping right back into the poodle. We're going to keep drafting the sucker till we max our entries. Today we are drafting from the 9 spot. So, standard, best ball, right? We're going to draft 18 rounds. We won't waver. We won't trade. We will await our fate at the end of the season. So, from the 9 spot, you're going to get your choice of receivers here. I don't know. I think everybody's got their own take on what Justin Jefferson looks like this year. Last year was certainly an aberration. He's a phenomenal talent, perennial top five guy. Last season was a disaster. I think obviously Kyler Murray's going to be better this year. Um, I just don't know how to evaluate him this year. I really don't. I definitely have CeeDee Lamb above him. I guess it really is a coin flip here. I'm obviously a Bills diehard, so Cook is always a consideration back here for me. But I think you just get such good running back value in round two that you want to jam one of these top receivers because there's such a teardrop off here. Unless I don't know how you feel about London, but he's certainly in the second round, right there. So that being said, the U.S. men did sadly lose to Turkey tonight, but it was still a good showing, especially with different configuration out there. And I think we looked good going to the knockout stages, officially against Bosnia Herzegovina uh, on Wednesday. And while I was traveling for work this week, am off for vacation for the entire week. So we're just going to jam this and other best ball tournaments all week long. It's going to be great. All right. So chalk start. I mean, Puka does jump chase there, but Gibbs, Bijan, Puka, Chase, Smith, and Jigba, standard top five. This sixth spot is where sometimes you see some weird stuff. I've seen Ashton Genty jump up in this spot. Sometimes, somebody will just grab their guy. Maybe, it's not always Jonathan Taylor. There's a lot of Amon Ra. I like Amon Ra from that spot. There you go. There's St. Brown. I like that pick. Um, so again, even if Lamb and Jefferson, okay, so now we get Lamb or Jefferson. I think my preference actually is Lamb. I just I know Jefferson's going to be consistently good this year, but well, Lamb goes. You know what? We're going to take Taylor here. Um, I know that we're going to get a second running back, but I don't mind starting robust RB. So Taylor paired with Taylor falling down here, him paired with any of these running backs is going to be pretty good start. So Jefferson goes next. My only concern with Taylor is what happened towards the end of the season and where Daniel Jones is going to be this year. But I think you got to give him credit for being a top five back, pretty much agnostic to whatever the conditions of the team are. All right, so we'll get one of these guys through here. I like probably Hampton or Brown the best. I mean, I don't think we're going to get Genty or Barkley, but I'll clearly take one of them. But I don't think we're going to get them. So should get Hampton or Brown here, and I'm happy to start that way. I mean, we could also reach on London or Bowers, but I'm happy to take the second one. So Hampton goes there. AJ Brown. Wow. Walker Brown getting his dice, I suppose. I think we gotta go Barkley here, right? Taylor Barkley. I think that this is going to be a pretty unique pairing here because typically Taylor's up here and Barkley's down here, right? This is actually a really nice fall here. So this is a great start. Um, now Allen may be available here at the 3-9 at the 33 pick, and that is something that I've drafted a few of these. I've watched a lot of these drafted. If you take Allen here in round three, you're just so far behind at wide receiver because sometimes the running backs right here are so enticing. Sometimes you get a Judkins or a Stadabo here, and it just makes sense to grab, and all of a sudden you have no receivers through four. So I think we maybe try to get at least one receiver in these two picks. And then if Allen were to wheel around to 40, which I don't think he will, we go there. So, all right, after we take Barkley, Brown, Henry, Achan, Pickens, London, Bowers. So, you know, McBride. All right, the Gibbs player. A lot of good names. I am not high on Love this year. I'm not high on Brees Hall. I just don't want Jets players. Um, Collins, Rice, yeah, that's good. Olave, yeah, that's a good pick. I just don't think, and I think this is a pretty common feeling. I just don't think the Arizona Cardinals are going to have the game script to run the ball a ton. I think they're going to be chucking it. So I think the pieces of that offense you want are the McBride, and strangely, and maybe not in this format in best ball, but like if you're playing like a super flex, Brissett's sneaky, sneaky, especially to have as like a QB3. All right, Hull Love go here. So I mean, we'll be looking at Neighbors, Devontae, and then you got two good running backs here. So we could start. This could be robust RB and triple tap running back, and then just not touch it for a long time and just jam receivers. So still have ETN and Williams on the board. Stadabo down there. All right. I mean, yeah, I guess we just take Tyron Williams and we're doing triple RB start. So now we just smash wide receivers for the next 4 rounds, and feel pretty good because we're going to have the best back room in the league. Caffrey Henry's, so we'll see what he gets here, but I think we're gonna have the best. We're gonna have the best backfield in the league, and now it's just a matter of stacking the wide receiver threats. Which, we're gonna get. I don't want to touch Jets players, so I'll probably get zero exposure to Wilson this year, literally. But we'll have Ibuka, maybe Ted will fall. Um, I'm not super huge on Burden. Maybe Allen will fall. Is that a pipe dream? Does Allen fall? That's still no. Honestly, if that happens, it's still no receivers through four, and I don't think that's a winning recipe. I think wide receiver points, especially with this being a half a point PPR format, are really important, and you kind of got to grab them when you can. So I'm hoping we get Tet or Ibuka. Happy with either of those guys. All right, Allen goes there at 38. Yeah. I honestly like Sadabo better than any of these names, but I don't think we can start 4 RB. I don't think that's the move. Pat McMillan. I'm gonna grab Ibuka over um, Wilton. I think he is going to be the wide receiver one in that offense. I think they are going to be pretty good and he's gonna score points. So yeah, we just have to really smash wide receiver now. I do like Stadabo. Think he's good. Um, But there's going to be some value. Like when we get back here, if we really wanted, you may have a DeAndre. No, DeAndre Swift shouldn't make it that far back, but like Jadarian Price is someone to look at. But then we're going to grab some running backs late. Like we probably with this start can go 4 RB if we get another RB in the next few rounds. If we don't, we'll grab too late. We'll just grab a couple of names off the board late that seem like they may be good to go. All right. So coming back around to us, names we'll be looking to target. I like Dunze. I like Tate. I like Tyson. My jury's out on Brian Thomas. I've had him at the high. I've had him at the low. I don't really know what to expect from him this year. I really don't. If you told me you were betting on him, I'd say thumbs up. Sure. If you told me I'm staying away from him, I'd say yeah. I agree. I don't know. Like, I have no idea. All right, both the 1 and the 2 slot are firmly going anchor RB here. All right, Swift is a great value there. It's a good looking team in slot one. Depending on who our Robinson player gets. Actually, so far these are all I think, very good constructions from their draft slot. Um, I think that if he waits on a running back here, so he might be in trouble. I don't think you want Brees Hall as your anchor, right? I think that any of these guys are defensible anchors. Even some of these guys are defensible anchor RBs, but not Brees Hall, right? Don't think. I mean, I think even Javante Williams to some degree is a defensible anchor RB. It's just this offense isn't good enough. They're not going to score enough points. So I don't think that's what you want as your RB1. All right. So I don't expect Judkins to make it back to us, but I love him in this round. I think he is the best pick in the fifth round, and I think he's very defensible in the fourth. I just think he's going to be a bell cow and get a ton of points, and I think that offense will be bad, but they will score. So I love Jameson Williams. I'm not expecting him to make it back to us, but I love JMO. It did not make it back to us. Um, I think here I'm looking at a Dunze. You can make a case for Tate too, so I'll take either of them. Here, yeah, we're just going to take the Dunze. I think Moore's going to be in for a good season, but I think the Dunze still, even with the Luther Burden hype, I think that I think the Dunze still has a chance to be the number one receiver there. And I know that Burden was hot late, super hot late, and Odunze was injured, but Odunze looked good at the beginning of the season. He was winning games, winning fantasy games for folks. So I will not be passing him there. Ah, more snatched up from the Allen player here. All right, so yeah, see, in even this with Genty as your anchor RB, I think this is totally cool. I think this is a great start for him. I just when Hall is, and I know he's got Bowers and Puka, so he's got firepower here. It's just he's not going to be a reliable source of points. So now you're going to be banking on some smattering of, you know, the uh, Menungeis, Dowdles, Pollards of the world. Which I don't think Pollard's a bad pickup, especially in this range. I don't think we're going to take him here. I think we're just going to keep going with wide receivers. I think Tate's a great draft pick here. This is so. Yes, I do not have a premier guy at wide receiver, but I'm very comfortable with this backfield. And then if you told me I was going to start triple RB and you didn't tell me who, but you told me I was going to have Ibuka, Dunze, and Tate, all whom have an opportunity to be the number one receiver on their team, and two of which are in a relatively high flying offense comparatively to their divisions. Feels good. Feels good. Although I guess you could make a case that um, Dallas is high flying. So, all right. May there at 69. That's a good pick. That's a good pick. All right. Marvin Harrison at 70. So yeah, I mean, this is a really balanced start. I like our wide receiver room. We're definitely grabbing another wide receiver, if not two, through here. Um, there's no running backs that make me want to jump up. Maybe Rico Dowdle if he falls in our range. But I mean, the wide receivers we'll probably be seeing down here are like Jaden Reed, Jordan Addison, Chris Godwin. We could look to grab Chris Godwin and then look to grab Baker Mayfield down here if that becomes available and go with the double stack. Caleb Williams to the Loveland player, big surprise. Daniels to the McLaurin player. So if you're not familiar with this, because you're swinging for the fences, because all the money's in week 17, and yes, you have to build a good team to get out of your pod and make it through the week 15, 16 run, but you want to double down on your bets. You don't want a team that's full of hedges, right? You want to double down. So if you're betting on Loveland, you're betting on Williams, right? You're betting on McLaurin, you're betting on Daniels, or vice versa, because you need them both to pop off in week 17, and you don't. If Daniels is a piece of a insane week 17 McLaurin Daniels explosion, you need both those pieces to win all the money. So this really is like the Pickens player grabbing Prescott. This is very consistently what you see in these drafts because it really does matter. So there's still some really good names on the board. I think we're going to have no problem punting till we get to Mayfield, and we can look to grab another positional player here. I know the value says Hurts, and I mean maybe that is the play. Oh, Hurts goes. So now, I mean, DK Match, Reed, Addison, Dowdle might come around on the wheel here. You know what? I think I like Jordan Addison the best of this bunch. Yeah. Oh, you know what? We could go Herbert though. You know what? Let's take Herbert here. I'm cool with that. We're not getting Johnson. He already went, but um, I think we'll get Mayfield later. I think that's fine. And I know it's a naked Herbert, but maybe we'll grab one of the tight ends later. So Dowdle goes off right after. He's going to be another consideration. I just think we might get Addison on the wheel, which I'll take him for sure. I also think Downs is a good pick, pretty comparable. Godwin again if we want to go in that route and double stack. Tucker Craft is also on the board. I don't mind him in this range. I think we definitely want another receiver in here though. So maybe we just wait and go with the three tight ends at the end of the draft type situation. If he's available, though, that would set us up to also grab Love later. So there's that. So now he goes there. That's cool. All right. I think we're just gonna grab Addison. I do like Godwin. I think he's good too. But I think just grabbing Addison and then we get either Kyler Murray or Mayfield. We could also look to just really wait and go with Cam Worth. But yeah, this sets us up. I know that Herbert's naked. He doesn't have a stack here, but this sets us up nicely to grab a couple of stacks. And I like the depth that now Addison provides. So I feel quote unquote caught up at wide receiver now because now like this is a completely serviceable room considering this is our backfield and we have an anchor QB. So now we can definitely look to grab I guess with Herbert, we could go two QB. I just will see how that plays out. I don't mind taking three actually, and we'll just grab two of the late round stackers with Herbert, and then maybe we'll grab one of Herbert's tight ends. Although I don't know which one you grab. I don't know which the better tight end for him is. Um, Coming back through here, I think we'll probably look to grab positional players again. Maybe we look to go balance here. Maybe we add a fourth RB. I think at this point now we're back to five RBs. And again, we could just wait and continue to jam wide receiver here and see what kind of tight end values um, available to us. In the wide receiver range that's going to get back to us, I like Concepcion. I've said this before. I don't think Shakir's work on the field translates well to fantasy. In fact, I know it doesn't translate well to fantasy. So as much as I like him as a player, um, he's not somebody I'm targeting for my fantasy football games. He just will get you a touchdown every once in a while. He makes key grabs. He plays in our offense very, very well. It just doesn't show up on the stat sheet for fantasy football, which is cool. That's all good. I like Golden. I like Concepcion. Dobbs, I guess that's fine. Higgins. There's a bunch of names in here. I also like Aaron Jones, Rashad White, Gainwell. So like, there's some good names in here. Actually, if Gainwell makes it to us, that could be those three guys plus a Gainwell, and just go four RBs. That could be a thing. All right, you see these guys snapping off their second quarterback in here. Uh, this is a pretty good start. This is a really good start. That's a really good start through five. Yep, let's follow it up nicely too. Ooh, I say follow it up nicely. I just don't think you take your second tight end there. I mean, although maybe that's it. Maybe that he's just doing two tight ends, so he's paying a little bit of premium so he can. All right, we're on the clock. I think we take Gainwell here. There's also Golden. I don't leave Concepcion on the wheel, or we stand a good chance to. Let's take Gainwell. I think he's got a really high ceiling in that offense this year. I really do. I think he really does. He, especially if Bucky is not good to go, Gainwell could be very valuable in fantasy this year. So I think we'll take him. Loving the team so far. Loving the team so far. Robust running back can be difficult to do. You can, if you get distracted in rounds, like 4 through 8 here, if you or 4 through 9, if you get distracted in here and you start doing Tyler Warren and QB and here you go Manungai, all of a sudden you find yourself with two or three wide receivers through 8 or 9, and you just don't have enough points coming from that position at this stage in the draft. You're significantly behind your competition. All right, so we're coming up on the clock again. As suspected, we have Golden and Concepcion both available to us. There's also Kyler Murray right here in ADP. So if we want him, we could do that. I think we're gonna get him back. I think Concepcion's pretty valuable. You know what? Maybe we just take him here and then we get Baker back. Although, candidly, we could get Cam Ward later too. So you know what? Let's go Golden. Oh, yeah, I took too long. Well, we got Golden. Great. That's who I was going for. All right, great. So, because, yeah, I want Mayfield, sure. But they have two quarterbacks. They have two quarterbacks. They have two quarterbacks. There's a chance Mayfield makes it back. I don't even think he's the highest rated QB right now. He's not. So, Murray or Mayfield should make it back to us. And if not, Cam Ward definitely will. And then Um, yeah, we'll just grab whatever quarterback late. Just throw a starter in there. Again, you really want to try to have stacks here. I may be getting greedy. This might be greedy, and we miss one of these two guys. I guess maybe should have considered that, but I'm also super high on Tyler Shudd. Now we don't have any pieces with him, but I think grab Juwan Jennings later, and you need a tight end anyway. More than you need three. So through 10, we've got Justin Herbert, Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, Kyron Williams, and Kenny Gainwell. Love it. Ibuka, Adunze, Tate, Addison, Golden. Love it. Really like the team. All right, Mayfield goes to the 3 slot. It's QB1. You know what? I should have thought about where the Jefferson player is. The Jefferson player is after me coming back this way. So he might be waiting on Kyler Murray. I will steal him here, but he is taken here. All right, all good in the hood. They're just showed. All right, so I guess our second QB will be a Cam Ward, and then we will just do a if Ward makes it to us, and then we'll just do a super late one. If that, what are we in 10? Yeah, maybe I should have just grabbed one of my guys there. It's okay. Good learning. Mason, great value there. 125. All right. They only have one quarterback. They only have one quarterback. They have two. Jones goes off the board. I guess I mean Cam Ward has a higher ceiling I think than Malik Willis, but Kincaid goes there. He's got two. All right, good. We should get Cam Ward here. Right. All right. We got a stack with Tate. I like that, and we'll grab one more quarterback for good measure late. Um, on the wheel here, I guess we could grab one more of these quarterbacks. How much? And that's what we afforded ourselves by grabbing Golden here. Right? So we could. I don't mind the value honestly with a Darnold or a Stroud, Rogers. Like, I don't mind the value at all, and then we'll just look to grab those tight ends later in the draft. Because the wide receiver value here is okay. Like Diggs, Hunter. If I knew for a fact Hunter was going to play more in the offense, even though they said he was going to play more in the defense, I'd grab him. Like he blew up there at the end of the season, but I guess I don't know. So I'm really afraid this guy's not on the field, and then you just have a dead slot. But all these guys are kind of the same. I mean, even down, I don't love it. I think this is where your tier break is right in here, but I'm okay. Um, grabbing one more of these quarterbacks and not waiting till this range of the world, and then just looking for their tight ends later. So we're on the clock. Um, of these guys, I guess I like Darnold the best. Let's grab Darnold. So I guess we're looking for AJ Barner later. We're looking for Barner. That's cool. We saw some design stuff for him. I like that. Uh, we don't have to need Jawan Johnson, obviously. I guess Gatson. I don't know how to value Gatson this year either, given Njoku's um, arrival. But that's fine. And then yeah, so at this point now, we're three, four, five. Oh, we need three more tight ends for sure. So or three tight ends in general. Um, and then probably gonna go 5, 6, or we might go 4, 7. No, see. Oh no, wait, before 8, 5, 7. Math is hard. All right, we see Stroud finally go off the board. So now we're really in slim pickings land, but we're all set at quarterback. We're not taking anybody else. Um, coming back to us, if we are going to pick up a fifth running back, I'll be looking at Coleman. Um, I'm looking at Gatson. Charbonnet, Algier. I guess they're kind of the same. What are we looking at wide receiver wise? I like Boston. No, don't want Sadiq. Are we on the clock? No, we're far off the clock. All right. I don't love Isaiah Pacheco this year. I mean, I suppose if we grab him, we're done with that position. How are we doing here? Strange City, Hawkinson, Schultz. Okay. I mean, maybe we just go Garner Helm, AJ Barner, just be done with it. I don't know. We'll see. Probably get them both in here or in here. Woody Marks, Malik Willis. I guess we need to get Pacheco and just be done. Do five RBs. And then pick up one of the receivers on the turnaround or one of the tight ends on the turnaround. Yeah, it seems good. All right, we'll draft Pacheco. I don't know how to value him this year, but we're done. We're done at RB now. So now we're going to be 3-5-3, 7, and we will grab one of the tight ends on the way through here. Uh, Man, I could probably get Helmer Barner on the way back. So I could grab Hawkinson if he wheels here. If he doesn't, we'll just grab one of ours. Yeah, so quarterback Herbert Ward, Darnold, running back Taylor Barkley, Williams, Gainwell, Pacheco, wide receiver Buka, Adunze, Tate, Addison, Golden, and now we're gonna start stacking tight ends, and we'll grab a few more receivers. Austin's the pick. I don't like Williams. All right. All right. So we can take Hawkinson here, or we can just take one of our guys. I don't know. Just will grab Barner. We have the stack. Hodgson's not the history, but hopefully this does big. And then we'll grab Gunner Helm on the way back. Right? Let's see here. Oh, did he go? Did he go? No. What are we doing? Where are you, buddy? Yeah, we'll throw him in there. All right, wide receivers. Who do we like? Uh, Destre Harris. I've got Herbert, so that seems good. Bernard. Not huge on Ridley at all. Um, I guess Ted Hurst, but I think you kind of want Mayfield if you're drafting Hurst, right? Like if you're betting on him, I don't know, Cup, like, yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Let us see. We did a lot of picks. A lot of those guys might go. Um, yeah, I don't mind Dylan Sampson. I kind of wanted to be done at running back though. I don't mind him. Don't want Judy. Don't want Mitchell. Uh, Yeah, I'm just kind of looking through here. Any of these guys we want. George Solani. I mean, if Darian Price is not ready and Charbonnet doesn't come back, because I've heard that they're splitting um, time right now, but I'm not buying it. Um, I doubt. Could you be a sneaky pick this year, depending on how McDaniel steams that offense? All right, sure. I don't think. Oh, Gunnar Helm snaked. I don't think that Cooper Cup is winning you $40,000 in this tournament. So I think I'm a little lower on him. I guess Branch is okay. I don't know about the quarterback play down there. Let's hope we get Bernard. I think he's a better pitch in this range. We do. They take Rogers. We take Bernard. We still need what? Two more tight ends? All right. We got to grab one on the way back here. I don't care. Muth, on, fine, I guess. We grab Njoku? Maybe. I don't know who the tight end to have there is. Gatson or Njoku. I don't know. So it's fine. Totally fine. So what do we want to do here? Do we want to pick up another positional player? And I think we get Kamoni Vidal late or Samson, and I don't really give a damn. I'm not even sure we want another running back, right? So I think the same thing for Cup. I don't think he's winning you $40,000. So I think we'd grab one of these tight ends. I mean, I don't think Njoku is going to be better than Fryermuth this year. So even though I have the stat, I just don't think that's going to be the case. So we'll take Muth as long as he is not shipped right here. Oh, he's not. Oddness. All right, I'll take Muth. All right, coming back around. What do we have? Three more picks? Two more picks. Okay. We need one more tight end and one more wide receiver. So I think, unfortunately, Vidal is out. I'll throw Tank Dell in the mix. Dontavius Wicks in the mix. Ted Hurst in the mix. Uh, Surratt in the mix. All these late round guys. Franklin can jump in the mix. Wow. This is where it gets weird. I guess Keon Coleman, I think he's going to score some touchdowns this year. He better score some touchdowns this year. We need him to. I'll throw Parkinson in the mix. Yeah, I'll throw him in. I don't love Darnell Washington. It's too gone. Hondas, Meyer. I just throw Ingram. Man, oh man. Saki, I like him. All right. Overall, I like the construction of our team. We obviously did go our robust RB strategy in this draft, which worked out for us because we really capitalized on good wide receiver value right thereafter. Um, Picked up a good trio of quarterbacks. We've got Darnold stacked with Barner. We've got Ward stacked with Tate. Yes, Herbert is naked, but we actually might get Njoku on the turnaround here. I don't know how highly people are valuing him there. Yeah, so not completely naked, just mostly naked. There's a Tory Horton in there. All right, coming back around. Reset. Sure. Octavian Wicks. I don't know how good he's going to be in that offense this year. I think Makai Lemon's going to play second fiddle with Smith, so I don't know what that puts, what that makes Wicks look like, especially with Barkley and then Hurts doing his thing. There's a lot of mouths to feed up there. It's kind of like the same thing in Buffalo. Like Cook and Allen are going to eat a gajillion touchdowns. So yeah, DJ Moore may have a great season, but his ceiling is going to be truly limited by how many rushing touchdowns Allen and Cook eat on a weekly basis. It's a lot. It's a lot. Hey, I really like Taylor Barkley as a pairing here. I don't think that's going to be very common. I think that's actually going to be quite unique. Um, and maybe Taylor Williams is a little more common, but I think Barkley Williams is. I think this trio is going to be a pretty unique trio, just in general. So, all right, we need one more tight end, one more running back, or sorry, one more wide receiver. So we will do just that. Yeah, I don't care which one of these wide receivers we get. Kind of want to cut the least out of them. I guess we put Horton up here, or I guess I see my Buffalo guy onto the field. And then, yeah, I don't really care on tight end either. Like, none of this makes any difference. Yeah, I don't think you want Dawson Knox. Same thing, right? But then I don't know how many of these guys you want. It looks like Kittle's going to be healthy. So I think, yeah, we probably take the tight end here. Oh, no, we got our tight end. Oh, Njoku, what am I thinking? All right. It's late, guys. It is late. You know what? Let's just grab Coleman. You know, maybe he gets a couple of touchdowns against Miami week 17. That's the team. Herbert, Ward, and Darnold at QB. Taylor, Barkley, Williams, Gainwell, and Pacheco at RB. Ibuka, Odunze, Tate, Addison, Golden, Bernard, and Coleman at wide receiver. And then Barner, Frymuth, and Njoku at tight end. All right, let me know in the comments. What do you think about the team? And I'm going to see you in the next one, which will be posted very shortly after this one, because that's all we're doing this week, is drafting these and posting them. Then we'll get into another tournament too. So thank you guys very much for checking out the channel, checking out the vid. And if you liked it, please like and subscribe. Trying to get this channel up and running. Appreciate you.